So Safari, yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much, James. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to have you today, and happy International Coffee Day. Happy International Coffee Day.
Thank you. Yeah, I've already had quite a lot.
Thank you.
Well, today is a very special day as we commemorate the International Coffee Day in a way to recognize the efforts which are made by various stakeholders in promoting the coffee sector in across the world, and especially in the East Africa community. So this is to improve the digital presence and the marketing per se is very important, and it addressed one of the key issue which was realized in one of our study of a non-tariff measure, for example, in Tanzania, whereby we realized that one of the key challenge to SMEs is the branding and the packaging. So thanks to James and the entire team for your effort in assisting our entrepreneurs to be able to improve their packaging and the branding per se. As you know that packaging and the brand is one of the key issue when you want to penetrate in a particular market. So today we will see and we will realize the effort which has been made in the past 1 year and some of the success stories. And this is not about only coffee. Even if you're not in the coffee sector, you will have the opportunity also to learn what you can do to improve your branding and of course, marketing strategy. So once again, thank you very much, James and the entire team. And we are looking forward to learn more about this initiative of packaging, branding and a digital marketing strategy. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Safari, for these kind words, and thank you for supporting us through the different phases of this project. So I think we'll start. What we'll do is we'll show a video, which should be fun. This is the first in a series of these. This is a shortened version of the video that we've made for Kenya. So as we'll explain, and some of you know, we sent out a photographer to work with you. And so here's an example of the finished product.
Here, welcome.
What we are doing in this region is changing lives. It's creating impact. We have jobs and we have people living a comfortable life now. What is special about our coffee is the community that we work with. And when I see when they're earning from their coffee farms, it really gives me joy. When I see households empowered, when I see children going to school, it gives me a lot of joy. Farmers get living wages, their workers get living, salaries and income, and that will be a partnership so that we can do it together, and together we achieve it and go far. That's my passion. You can trust the fact that it's one of the most renowned coffee origins of the world, and so you can trust our process in delivering a high quality product.
The challenges that we are facing now is to sell the product to the local consumer. It's a good product. You have to enjoy our own coffee first. It's a dream job. I think coffee brings people together. If we can bring people together, that also helps enhancing the livelihoods of farmers. It helps with conservation efforts. That is exactly what keeps me going every day and makes things exciting.
to know that we are growing amazing coffee. We're looking for partners to do business with directly. We are here, and you're welcome.
Okay, so I hope you liked it. That's just a 2-minute summary of a longer video that we put together. So the full version is something just over 10 minutes. It's the result of a lot of hard work, and I think it works very well. We will, of course, be sharing the full version with you a little bit later, and that's for Kenya, and there will be 4 others that follow. So let me just advance with today's discussion. And as Safari explained, what we'll do is we'll give a recap of some of our experiences this last 9 or 10 months on working with the coffee producers in East Africa and all of the 5 countries. Now, Safari was very generous and thanked me and the team, and I want to emphasize the team part of that. So this has been quite an undertaking. There's been many people who've contributed to this, and I think you can see we've got a bit of a United Nations thing happening here with the number of flags on the page. In fact, what you might like to call is globalization, whether we like it or not. Of course, in the center of this is our concern in the 5 countries. So Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda. We went through quite an extensive process of finding local coaches who could help the coffee producers. And there we selected the 5 that you'll see here: Hans, Fiona, Eve, Rita, and Doriho in the different countries. We worked alongside the coffee producers, both to support the training that we were doing and eventually to give one-on-one support or small group support to them to understand the different steps in this and to advise them how to proceed. Again, in the countries, we selected quite carefully a team of photographers. You've just seen some of the resulting of the work of David in Kenya, but there was also Guy in Burundi, Joseph in Rwanda, Danielle in Tanzania, and Arnold in Uganda. And that was the work on the ground. Now, supporting this has been a network of people around, including myself and Bassett, who you can see online, who's been essential to the work and planning and coordination of this. And then really driving the force of passion behind this has been Nicole, based over in Australia, and at various moments also Lilani, who helped with copywriting, reviewing the text, and web design elements. And we've had, even if you don't recognize that flag, that's the Scottish flag, the blue on white. And that's because we have the team of Suzanne and Keith did a lot of work with the video and is still working on the other videos that will come through. They're both in Scotland. So, but it doesn't end there, our globalization, because we've had a team of designers who we've worked with the last few years, not only on coffee, on different areas, and they become some of the trusted members of our team. And that is Marian based in Romania. That's a Romanian flag there. It looks like a Belgian flag, but don't be confused. It's slightly different colors. It's Romania. And then we have Adrian, who's in Argentina, and we have Lizzie, who's over in Canada. So you can see we're underrepresented in Asia, maybe next time. Okay. So this team together has worked on a process which has had multiple steps, multiple elements in it. And of course, we've had to adapt to a reality which was COVID and limited travel. And so this was a very interesting process for everybody of seeing how we could work remotely, sometimes offering classroom training, but online, with us appearing via the screens, or sometimes bringing in experts, which was interesting, people who weren't necessarily scheduled to speak to come along and speak. But backed up on the ground with the work of the coaches that we selected. And even more online sessions as we've gone through this. Nicole and Suzanne in particular, following up individually, and the work that we've been doing with our photographers in the field, and as I say, the designers remotely. So there's lots of elements to this, and what it's resulted in is a mixed, blended effort with some shared moments and individual support, which has resulted in a number of things. Now, I'll just step you through the elements. I won't go on this very, very long, But we started with something that, with a kickoff like this, trying to get everybody a bit motivated about the importance of investing in branding, because it has required commitment from the coffee producers. This has not been the priority for many of them, who are very busy and not normally take the time or effort to do this. So there's been a big commitment and a big thank you to the coffee producers for making themselves available. So this was an effort to try and get them motivated back in October. We organised training, as I said, online. There's even a group shot with Bassett in the background there as a remote participant to the first training. And then there were individual coaching sessions, which were handled largely by the coaches to help the companies go through some of the basics from the beginning, understanding their products, selecting customers, elements of the branding, elements of the logo, a big effort on thinking about content. What exactly is it that you want to say about your coffee, the context in which it's grown in, the community, the environment, and the things that you're trying to build. So this is all essential of our training, to think bigger than just the coffee beans themselves, but to think about everything else that customers would want that would make a difference. And on that basis, we built together briefing materials that have helped to construct the marketing collateral. And what we mean by that is some things like brochures, visit cards, websites, and so on, anticipating that we would want to use those for digital communication. So that has been, very carefully stepped through, and with the support of the designers working remotely, and with a great deal of commitment, coming back, checking, updating, and making improved versions, we stepped through to make these materials. So I'll stop there, and then I'll hand over to Suzanne and Nicole. I think we're just going to explain to us in the second bit of how this moved into digital promotion.
Hi, thank you, James. It's Suzanne here, and happy International Coffee Day to everybody. It's a real privilege and pleasure to be here with you, and thanks very much for those introductory comments, James. Yes, so Nicole and I were really privileged, and it was such a pleasure to work with all of you, to work with the team, and especially all those amazing coffee companies, particularly companies with such rich content. Everybody had unique stories and amazing stories to tell, but everyone had that common theme of quality, that focus on amazing coffee, but also then the impact, social and environmental, your amazing locations, as James said, that very rich and deep content that then allowed us to work with you to create what we hope was really engaging digital content. Could you next slide, please, James? Thanks. So obviously we were really delighted to be working with all of you. We had various different iterations, some training courses that were entirely online, some where you were able to come together and we sort of beamed in from around the world online. And thank you so much to the coaches who made all of that happen, who were able to facilitate and support those online and together workshops, as well as all the individual support that they provided in the background. That made a huge difference to us. And thank you especially to all of the coffee companies who put in such effort to get those templates completed. It may have seemed quite overwhelming to have 7 to complete, but as James said, that was the absolute foundation to everything else that happened, to creating your beautiful logos, your beautiful packaging, creating your websites, creating the brand narrative, and then going on to create, which was a lot of fun, the posts, the taglines, the brand pillars, and profile pieces that we worked with you on. And those then, that content then formed the basis of really everything else that we did. And thank you also for everybody spending so much time on checking all the brand narratives, checking all your information, and being very patient with us and coming back when we just wanted to verify everything, to make sure that your stories that are now out there and online and visible to the world really are your stories, and they're based in your information and in your companies, your activities, and your people. And that's really important, to have that authentic voice out there in the online world. Next slide, James, I think. Thank you. So this is just a slide, and you certainly don't need to read through this slide, but these are all the steps that you have worked through with us, with Nicole and I, to go from when we were first introduced to you to creating such amazing online content. And as you can see, there are a lot of steps there. That's probably why you all feel exhausted, because you did this all on top of your normal day-to-day jobs. And we really appreciate how much time and effort that everyone put into managing this. And it was great to be able to work through the different steps from first contact right through to posting, and seeing you all posting online, continuing beyond the end date, the official end date of the programme. But of course, all that activity led to some key outputs. Next slide, James. Which were really about having the social media strategy, having a plan in place so that you were able to really build on your online presence, build on the amazing work that the designers did with your beautiful logos, the brand stories that were all worked up, your taglines, your bios, getting your accounts up and running, getting existing accounts all refreshed. There was a huge amount of work that everybody put into getting it look so amazing. And that little graphic on the right is actually just everyone's Instagram accounts. Now, there were Facebook accounts, there were Twitter accounts, and there were LinkedIn accounts as well. But that is just the graphic showing the different Instagram accounts from the SMEs who chose to go on that platform. And what amazing and rich and beautiful content that was. It was great fun working with you to work on those posts, to come up with story ideas, and everybody's stories were so completely different, and yet so rich and so fun and so interesting. But of course, all of that activity was for really the express outcome was to gain traction, to gain visibility, both locally and internationally, and therefore hopefully to drive sales. Next slide, please, Jane. And of course, we were absolutely thrilled that so many of you, and this is as of the 31st of July, so perhaps there's even more of you now who have been able to see direct rewards from this part of the programme, that at least 20 of the 40 SMEs who were actively participating in the programme received direct new sales contacts through the social media engagement that we worked on with you. And that's incredibly exciting. It was the main purpose, really, for many of you in participating in the social media element of this was to get visibility, to attract new customers, whether that was locally or internationally. And we were absolutely thrilled that that happened so quickly for so many of you. And we would love to hear from anybody else who hadn't had that contact by the end of July, to just let us know that that impact is happening. And that will only increase with time and with your continued engagement. And what we've certainly been really thrilled to see is that continued posting. Everybody is carrying on, actively posting, regularly posting with beautiful images, beautiful content, and beautiful stories to tell. And of course, there were some other unexpected outcomes from the brand stories, from the brand narratives, and from the posting. Quite a few coffee companies were contacted to be a part of media stories, adverts were produced, all sorts of knock-on effects and extra benefits that came out of having that visibility online. So thank you to everyone. It was a monumental effort on your part. We only have you to thank and the team that we worked with. It was a real pleasure and privilege to work with everybody on this. And we're also keen, though, to know what could have worked better. If we're ever going to run this sort of program again, we would love to know what worked and what didn't work so well, and where you think there's ways that improve the program. We'd love to hear your experiences of the program, and I'm certainly really looking forward to hearing from Adrian, from the designer, from that side of things, from the coaches, from Fiona, and of course from the SMEs. And it's just lovely to see so many people online today. So I'm just going to end there and hand over to Nicole just to say a few words. Nicole, over to you.
Thank you so much. And good evening, everyone. A special welcome. Happy Coffee International Day to you all. 2020 proved to be one of the worst years in recent history. With the outbreak of COVID, impacting on every aspect of your coffee production from farm to market, as well as many of you sadly experiencing lives lost. And many of these people we will never forget. Some of the many effects during the COVID was the lack of direct trade, the shutdowns, the rising costs, and so much unknowns. But all of you rose to the challenge, showing courage, flexibility, and adaptability, and also humor and graciousness to overcome the crisis. Your transformations in branding and marketing have filled in key gaps. You are market ready. You have moved from passive to active. You know who you are, with clearer sight of where you're going. We encourage you to continue to believe in yourself and keep building back better, that is productive, sustainable, and inclusive. And all the time understanding future trends and issues relating to sustainability. It has been an absolute joy working with you all. And thank you for sharing so much with us and giving your all. Happy Coffee International Day, and see you online. Keep connected, and thank you again.
Sorry, thanks, Nicole. That's great. So let's carry on. So next, what we wanted to hear was from Adrian, from the aspects of design. Adrian, can you share with us some insights? What did you see from these coffee producers? What kind of impression did they give you, and what did you learn from it, do you think?
Well, first of all, thanks for getting the chance to tell my experience in this project that was really positive in all the aspects. What I saw is all the involved in this project. To be inside this project, have to qualify, have some experience, some background in the industry, and we are in the project. And the clients, the coffee companies that were selected, also have to fulfill some requisites and conditions to be in the project. The quality of their coffee, their commitment with the community, sustainability, a lot of conditions, and they fulfill all those conditions. Then when we see their logos and their community strategy, their communication strategy, and the visual identity, the quality of their product and their coffee was here very high, and the image was low. So the challenge was to set the logo and the visual identity to be so good as their product, as their coffee. Their product is great, their coffee is excellent, and the logo and the visual identity has to be so good as their product. And so that was the challenge, and that was what we tried to achieve. Here we can see some samples from Uganda and Kenya, were the companies I work with, but all the other countries and the other designers involved worked with the same professionalism. Let me see. It doesn't allow me here.
That's it. Is there any reason why?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yes,
well, for example, this client from Mutelgon from Uganda, too long name, too small fonts, and the graphics were so detailed that it's not clear. So we agreed to clean the logo with something more simple and unifying the coffee and the big concept and all the elements around aligned with the simple and cleaner style. Other case, for example, here we had two colors very similar, orange and red, and the font was not bad, but it's quite childish, not very well aligned with something fine and special. So we worked with something more classy, and the client was very happy with the results, and all the elements aligned with the style. These are just examples of what have been done. All the elements have a brand guide behind and suggest to how to apply the brand in other situations. In this case, we didn't change the image of all the companies. In this case, for example, they had a nice icon, but it was too complicated shapes around and a photograph behind that is not good for logos to have photographs. It's hard to apply, to print, to identify. So we cleaned the image to something more synthetic, showing just the icon and applying a consistent image through the other elements of the brand. Other sample here on the other side, this was not busy, it was very clear, but so clear that it's perhaps a little weak since the font was too generic, hard to remind because it's very simple. So we try to enhance a little the brand, staying simple and clear, and the elements were aligned to the brand too. Other sample here, MASH, other company, many important concepts to be shown, the mountains, the community, the coffee, but all together overlapped in several layers, and so it's hard to identify. And the client suggested to use the community tree, very representative of the community, which was this tree of this Masha tree for the brand, new branding. Other sample, in this case, the brand was okay, but they had an icon quite strange, too hard, too metallic feeling. So we suggested to remove or replace it with other images. And finally, we arrived to something simpler, no icon, and we developed the branding materials around the simpler image of Salama Coffee. On Mount Kenya, also we have the problem of a long name and smaller name than the description. That was not good for reminder. So, and the mountain was a bit generic style. So we try to improve that with a more consistent view of real Mount Kenya view, and the size of the name is bigger than the description, and all the materials around in the same way. Sakami Coffee from Kenya, the client was okay with the brand, but it was a bit weak since the lines were too thin and too spaced, and the graphic was a bit like clip art. So we try to improve, keeping the essence of the brand, and we reach to this style, trying to keep the style of the brand. In this case also, Chipsangor Hills, they have a nice logo, but too together, all the elements, no space, and the shadow behind is confusing. So just a clean and works, not necessary to change all the elements of the brand, and then applying a simpler brand everywhere is easy to remind. On UTake, also they have developed a lot of great marketing materials with their brand, which is okay, and they were great, but this intentional separation of coffee, not aligned, it's okay, but the letters are a bit separated, and the coffee word was too close, and it's not so good. So keeping the essence we transformed it to something more consistent and more together, all the elements of the brand and all the elements aligned with the new style. In Taste of Africa, they have a great name, but no icon and just one color that doesn't reflect all the diversity of flavors that Africa has to offer. So we worked to define a simple icon and to add some colors to reflect the diversity of flavors that Africa can offer. And so the elements also showing that diversity and intensity of flavors and aromas. In this case, Bucadef, this was not a coffee company, it was a foundation, but also worked to simplify and clean their logo. It's too small, hard to read, and quite old. So keeping the elements with our representative of the foundation, we worked to show the letters in a more engaging way. The Africa Coffee Academy, also the logo was nice, but they wanted to reflect more innovation and integration of the different steps of the chain. And so we reached to this graphic where we show in some way the whole cycle of the coffee, from the coffee cherry to the green coffee to the roasted bean and the liquid coffee ready to drink, all in just one graphic that represent also the evolution of the members, of the students who train in the academy. They perform an evolution with the knowledge and the training there. So that was a great sample too. And now some samples that the client was happy with the logo, or they have too many marketing materials already printed and distributed, and just trying to clean a little their image. In this case, Kibinge, the logo was very confusing, too many elements and not order, but the organization of the cooperative of the company was great. They make a lot of materials. They reach a lot of awards with their coffee. So the challenge was to keep the logo, and we just simplified and generated new marketing materials aligning with the same style, since they are quite installed in the community and they are not willing to change their image at all. With Joan, also from Kenya, they have a nice logo and just defined a new brochure, since the logo was okay, and they were happy with the new brochure produced with the storytellers and the photograph they took there. There was great results. On Safari Lunch, a similar situation, since they have a lot of marketing material already distributed, and they were happy with their logo. So we just developed new brochures to communicate all the efforts they make. On Kafikawa, it was a particular situation, since they was willing to launch a sub-brand from instant coffee, and so we developed, based on the existing logo, which was quite simple and great. We worked to something similar, but quite different, to be differentiated from the main Kafikawa logo. So all the challenge here was to develop a lot of companies of coffee and all difference between them, with some common resources of coffee beans, mountains, leaves. But when you see all together, you see they are also all different. So this is not replication of a success formula, the same for all together, as all replicated. And then when you go to a trade show, you see that all have the same idea or branding. So the challenge was to show a different aspect of identity of each brand. And I think we achieved it in Kenya and Uganda, and in the other countries too. They are very different each other, so they have their own identity from the other companies. So that's the work we were doing in the design aspect. All the other, this is just the visual aspect of the work. Behind this, it was all the works from the coordinators, the storytellers, the photographers that trained with the clients who active workly with these results. And so I want to thank you all for the team we made and the result we are achieving now and in the future too.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Adrian. That's great. That's very clear. And I think it is important, the last point that you mentioned, that indeed this looks like individual companies rather than just one common design. That would have been easier and far less effective. So what's made that possible, and you say it, is the work that we did in customizing this, in working with the companies. And so I'd like to pass the floor to Fiona, who was one of the team, as one of the coaches in Kenya. There were 4 others in other countries, and just ask for some words from Fiona. How did that go?
Thank you, James. Thanks a lot for the opportunity to share about the last 9 months. It's been an incredible journey, and even seeing the work that Adrian showed really brings it all home. So just wanted to share a little bit about some things that worked, some small challenges that we had. When I think about the challenges, Nicole touched on a few of them, being the difficult business environment and pandemic environment that we've had to run this program. However, I just want to thank the producers for really being patient and resilient, to really go through the whole program. I know sometimes it was a bit hectic for them to fill in all the templates, and try to understand what was being asked of them, to think differently, think broadly, and start to position themselves in a different way. So I really want to thank the copy producers for your persistence and your patience, during this whole season when we were having all the coaching sessions and so on. In terms of what worked well, I think having the hybrid sessions that we had during this season worked really well. What I mean by that is having the in-person training that we had in November and also in February. I think it really helped to bring everyone in one room for the producers to meet their coaches face-to-face, and also for them to meet the wider team, to actually talk face-to-face, and even though it was online, and to ask questions, get to know each other, have a laugh, share experiences. I think that really helped to bring out the best in the whole program, because I think, again, with the season that we're in, the whole not being able to travel much, I think those really helped to bring that person-to-person experience. So the hybrid sessions really helped in this whole season. I think also the templates were also really, really helpful in terms of guiding the training, guiding how the producers would walk through the whole journey, given that we were introducing a very new concept to them. So the templates really broke down the topics in a very meaningful way and made it relatable. So again, thanks a lot for Nicole and for working on the templates. They were really, really helpful. And so I think, those are just some of the, key things that I felt really worked very well. And I think overall, just having a great team, really, even though we were spread around the world in different time zones, very, very different time zones. Some people were, 8 hours ahead, some people 6 hours behind. It was, quite a fun, team to be part of. But I think the key thing that brought us together was communication. Everyone was really on the ball and really knew what was going on about, in every single country, where are we at in terms of the coaching, what is the feedback from the coffee producers, is there anything we need to adjust in order to get the best out of them. So I really felt the whole team, the United Nations team that James mentioned, really worked well together, and the communication really helped to bring this amazing result. So I think for me, overall, the main thing I want to say is this was a very rewarding experience to be part of, really engaging with the coffee producers and learning about their product, even tasting some of their products. Of course, we weren't able to visit as frequently as we wanted, but for the few times that I managed to get out and taste some of the coffee, it was wonderful to really taste the coffee that we were talking about in the templates. And really feel the flavor, smell the flavor, and even understand the vision that each of the coffee producers had for their businesses. It was a really real treat and a real reward. And just seeing them progress and making progress on their digital journey has been a real rewarding experience. And I really wish each and every one of the coffee producers success. And as you continue to grow in your digital journey and digital presence. And thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to have lots of fun and get to know your product and get to know each other and learn together as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Fiona. That's great. So now we would like to pass over to a very important part, which is to hear from some of the coffee producers themselves. So we've organized this in alphabetical order of countries. So first I'd like to hear from Burundi. So there, Lorraine. Lorraine, are you there from Coleco?
Yes, I'm here.
Great to meet you. Lorraine, so how was this for you? Tell us a little bit about your experience. I can show some of the work that had gone on in the background if you like.
Okay, good. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to share with you the lessons learned and knowledge gained in marketing and branding program of MACA project. First of all, we learned the importance of coffee branding. We got to understand our product by some pointers such as coffee production, coffee harvest and drying, coffee quality. We learned that we have to make sure that we know very well our product before we set our targeted customers. Our trainers helped us by the use as well detailed questions that any company should answer before it starts. Coleco was able to verify all the gathered information about our product. We learned also a lot about the coffee markets, such as specialty coffee and direct traders, windows of opportunities and its challenges, the guidance of coffee exploitation, worldwide coffee consumers, motivation and needs. Through this point, our company got a good understanding of specialty coffee market and coffee consumer expectations. At the second and third part, we learned all about coffee marketing, communication, and branding. We were able to build our coffee brand, and through this, we have written the backstory of our company, and we come up with a clear image. Of our business goals, such as formulating clear values, proposition, mission, and vision statements, brands, pillars, or principles as we name it. The results of all these were amazing. We designed new marketing materials such as new logo with the new slogan, new brochures and flyers, business cards, and gained new insight to create our website content and social media platforms. All this with the help of our awesome trainers, Hans, Bassett, Nicole, and Marion, the designer, and others. At the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank very much the conceivers of the program who were able to see further than us and who designed the training for the success of the coffee sector in Burundi. And my sincere thanks go especially to our mentors, Hans, Bassett, and Nicole, who kept us on track and guided us step by step to the achievement of the outstanding results. We did not only learn, but we also gained with the new business energy and the new voice with our new marketing materials that perfectly shape our story from the beginning to the end. And the Burundian coffee sector is open to the other similar programs. We still have a lot to learn and improve, many thanks to the commitment of all of you to this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lorraine.
Yes.
Thank you. So we're gonna carry on next with the countries, but there is somebody we skipped over, but we'll hear from him at the end. Joseph is our cameraman in Rwanda, right?
Rwanda.
Yeah. So we'll come later on. So we'll come back to you, Joseph. Thanks for remaining patient. First of all, Simon from Kenya.
How are you, everyone? This is Simon, and I would say I'm very grateful for ITC, the board of management, the coaches who have taken us through this program. I must say that I've learned the importance of Brad by helping me to identify with my customers who are now happy to be recognized, and even with the Mount Kenya specialty and coffee, and even to be differentiated among other products on the shelves and also in the global market. I've also realized that the social media, digital marketing is a very powerful tool for my product and even to reach out to the global market. And what I've learned from this program is that is how to write a narrative story about Mount Kenya specialty tea and coffee, and even how to describe, the quality of my products. And again, helping my customer, to be identified by my products, and even winning potential clients for value-added coffee and for the specialty green coffee. And then this branding has really helped me, because it has enabled me to reach out to thousands of potential clients within the sprink of an eye, especially through the Facebook and Instagram that Nicole really took me through. She gave me a lot of stuff and built my capacity, and I'm very happy because when I post, I receive friends and even people who have never met me before, reaching me out to me, and I'm happy because that my role has been blooded. It is visible now, and I've been given the guide how to move with it, and I'm happy even to have the brochures to use with my clients. The other thing I would say is that what I plan to do, or what I plan to do differently, is to continue, building my presence in digital markets by promoting my product through Facebook and Instagram, doing digital marketing and social, social media, digital or e-commerce marketing, by perhaps even reaching out to potential customers who would like to have product or value added from origin, and perhaps building partnership and collaboration with the company that does the logistic, for instance, the Express, DHL, how can be able to deliver my goods to those individual households who'd like to have a real taste of a product from the origin. And again, looking forward to promote my product by use of Facebook and Instagram, and perhaps also use of youth, because I know youths are very well and fast in digital marketing, and also the expert in digital marketing. Perhaps I look forward to collaborate with them in a way that maybe when they promote my products through their posting and the communication, perhaps they can also earn a commission, and that way maybe I'll be in a position to help youth to get job opportunities through by use of their skills, by promoting my products and ensuring that our customers are able to reach them on time. So I don't know how much to say, but I'm very grateful to Adrian He has done great work. I've always been seeing him through the email, but today I was happy to see him face to face. Dr. Nicole has been very kind, giving me stuff and materials and help me even how to write and to present a good a picture of Mount Kenya specialty and coffee. And to Fiona, thank you so much, because you have been very close to me. We interact a lot. You have been always calling me and reaching to me and asking when can we have a discussion. I'm very grateful. And Hoel, thank you so much because of coordinating this team. And Basat, through your coaching and training, I also really appreciate you. And I'm happy even for the other team members who have been on our side, like who have been supporting my other colleagues. I know Gloria and Isabel are participating in SCAR at this moment. But I know on their behalf, I can say thank you so much for supporting us. We look forward to win more market. I can say through this program, I was able to, as a coffee expert, being a culture engineer and with skills from farm to the cup, and also a licensed coffee taster. I was able to, prepare some coffee, natural processed, which I did protocol, SCAR protocol scoring, and I managed to. It scored 87.75, and when I sent a sample to UK, somebody got the same, score. And that coffee, when he presented it online, it was bidded at $13.95 per kg, which was very interesting. So I see this program is going to take me far, and I'm very happy. And I look forward. I want to be on tour to ensure that at the end of the day, it helped me, and not only me and my family, but also the coffee farmers, since I interact with a lot of them in Kenya. And again, the specialty coffee buyers around the global market. And I look forward to help them, to link them with the farmers, to analyze the samples for them and ensure that they get quality coffee that meets the taste and preference of their customer and the value of their money. And so thank you so much. I don't want to take much of our time, but I'm very excited. I'm very happy. And I want to see Mount Kenya, be recognized in all the continents in this world. In every corner where people consume coffee, and where they don't consume coffee, I know, like one day somebody tasted my coffee in one of the hotels and said he has been walking around the world, but he have never tasted such kind of coffee. So I want to have the same sentiment from many buyers and many consumers and coffee lovers around the global continent. Thank you so much, and God bless you so much. Thank you for the good work we are doing. Continue supporting more SMEs so that we can build sustainable coffee right from the seed to the cup. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for these kind words. We'll move straight along. Now we're at the actual time that we booked. We booked 1 hour. We started a little bit late. So this is going on a bit longer. I hope those of you who are with us can stay a few more minutes and listen to the other speakers. So thank you for your patience. So with that, I'd like to hand over to Bernard. This is a typo there. It should be Bernard from TrackPro. Bernard.
Hello, James. Hello, everyone. Happy International Coffee Day to everyone. I'm Bernard Witije from Rwanda. I'm very happy to be with you on this platform today because I'm very thankful. And I think on the behalf of all the SMEs from Rwanda who have been through this journey, I want to thank ITC as an organization, but particularly I want to thank everyone from ITC who have been working with us. It has been so inspiring and so fruitful journey we went through. I want also to thank all consultants that were supportive and were helping us to develop some blending materials. For my personal point of view, my company is specialized in coffee processing. We are, as I can say, at the start of at the bottom of the coffee value chain. We were not aware, or we were not already on the branding side, but with the help of ITC and everyone here, we were able to develop some branding and marketing tools. We first of all started by understanding who we are and what we stand for. And then with the support of different part of the program, we have now some brand, we have some brochures, we have everything. I may say that ITC has done everything for my company on the side of branding and marketing, and I'm very thankful. Why is branding important to us? As I said at the beginning, we were not and a lot with the marketing side because we were selling locally, but with the vision of selling globally, we think with these tools that we will be on the boat and ready to serve our coffee to the world. We benefit by having different branding tools. As you can see, we started from scratch, started from nowhere, and now we have some good tool, very good looking, but also some visibility on social media. At the beginning, our social media tools were confused with my personal status or visibility on the social media, but with the help of Nicole, we have separated it from the personal to the company and the brand itself. And you have a very huge number of followers and insight, but also some more interaction with some buyers, potential buyers who are interested to buy our coffee. And this is on the help of ITC, and we are very thankful to the work that you have done and to the impact that you will leave in our company. Now we are very soon, I think by next month, we will be having our first roasted coffee on the market. And this program has been a boost to look for more, to do more, not just sell some parchment coffee on the market, but now we are going very soon to start roasting and also packaging our own product, and this product will start locally, but it will reach the world. We are very thankful, and we also have engaged, hired some staff, professionals to help us to make our social media visibility on board, but also our website to make it active. At the beginning, it was not a concern, but now we are happy and we are very ready to go for good. I want to take this opportunity again to thank you, everyone, to thank the ITC for the financials that has been in this process. It was not a loss, and it will impact very soon. I think that it will be
Okay, Bernard, I think that thanks very much for your words. We've lost you just a little bit at the end, but I think we understood the message. So, okay.
I think I can mute him, or I mean,
not nice to do.
Yeah, not nice to do, but
thanks a lot.
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to Tanzania and William from Choice Coffee.
Yes, hello everybody.
Hi,
so I'm very sorry I won't be able to use my video since I'm at a place that like it will be somehow uncomfortable with some of the people. So I'll just put my presentation in using James's short description, like what have I learned, the importance of the branding, how our company, benefits and the future of the coffee branding and vision. I think this will be a little bit short and proper from my side. So I'll start with what have I learned. So branding itself, it's something we've been doing for a very long time since we started business, but we've been doing it in not a very good way. So it has helped us to organize and define how we want our company to be perceived, because perception in any business is very important. Like we're dealing with coffee. Coffee has some very nice colors and itself has appearance. So how you present yourself to your customers so that they see and then they understand what you're doing is also very important. It has also taught us how to properly communicate our business to customers and how to also being consistent, because consistency in how you communicate, how you share your information to the customers is also very important. And the second part is the importance of this branding session. So it has been very important because through the whole session, it's like we've been creating a person, giving it a name, a personality. I can say we've been like dressing somebody to appear how we like that someone to appear. So it has been very, very important to us with the logo designing, with the brochures, the business card, and a lot of additions like social media presentation and very beautiful things we've gained from this. And so the third thing is how we have benefited from this branding session. So the major thing it has done to our company, actually, it has changed how we present ourselves. It has improved our social media presence. We have been able to gain a lot of followers, a lot of social media engagement. So to us, this is very important because before this, we didn't have that. So, and we're sure with consistency and how we present ourselves to our customers, in the future, we'll be able to gain businesses and other good things from this branding session. So, and then number 4 is how are we the future of coffee branding. So we are planning to use it to increase our company's awareness to customers and use it to create more sales leads from this. So in general, this whole session from when we started like 9 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, 9 or 10 months ago, it has been very important. It has been a very additional, it has been a very important addition to our business. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you to ITC, to the mentors, Nicole, Basiet, Rita, and everybody else. Thank you very much.
Thank you, William. Thank you for these words, for taking part today.
Thank you.
So I'll move swiftly on to Renzori, or Barista House. And do we have Annette there?
Hello.
Hi, Annette.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We can hear you. You're kind of quiet, so you could move a bit closer to the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Happy International Coffee Day. This is Annette from Uganda. This is Annette from Uganda. I'm so grateful about this session and very good thanks and to ITC, coffee stakeholders, Markup Uganda, and all the participants. We are so grateful when we received this call about branding and packaging session. To us, less attention was made before, but after the whole session, we got to know that branding and packaging is very important and a key to the business growth, because as you can see before, our logo, how it was looking like, it was somehow not visible. And very many clients used to complain, as in Uganda, we have Resol Gold, which is tea, and now we are doing Resol Gold coffee. So very many customers were confused. But after this session, now our customers know that Resol Gold coffee exists, and they're really appreciating. We happen to get now a new logo. Then brochure. We didn't have a brochure at first, but now we have a brochure. We didn't have business cards. Now we have business cards. We have a website. We have managed to brand each item that we use now because we do barista trainings. We are so grateful for that. And then when it comes to online marketing, we are so grateful to Nicole and Susan. They have done a great job, teach us on how to do posts, of which has helped us to gain more comments from clients. And not only that, increase our client base, because before we used to post our post and no one, or at times we could get very little followers and likes, or at times we could get no comments, but now we can get comments, of which have helped us to do well in our business. And especially when you get a feedback from a client, of course you work upon it and see how you can increase and also improve on your product. Not only that, as we all know, in Uganda, we've been having a lockdown. So after the marketing session on our online trainings, it has helped us to stay in business where even if we're in lockdown, we have managed to sell from home and increase our client base. Another thing, online marketing has helped us improve our business in whereby we were not visible at first because we could do our marketing via just WhatsApp, but now we are on social media platforms. We are now on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook. So now our clients know that we exist and we are working more and more on improving that. Really, thank you very much for the support, especially the ITC team, Markup Uganda, of stakeholders and all participants, without forgetting our coordinator, Mr. Rivo. He did a great job. We are so thankful as Barista House. Thank you and thank you.
Annette, well, thank you for these kind words. So with that, I'd also like to give the opportunity to Joseph, who did some great photography for us. Joseph.
Yes, hello everyone. Happy International Coffees Day. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you for this opportunity to have a few minutes with everyone here. To me, it was a great journey. When we were contacted to be the ones to create content of all the coffee producers in Rwanda in terms of photography and videography, it was a very big opportunity. So when we started our journey, we were guided, of course, by Basait, Nicole, and Keith on what we should be looking out and how we should prepare the visits, on what we should cover. For example, Nicole gave us a very clear guideline of the photos expected and what we should look out when we're going for the coverage. Keith also helped us also in terms of technical aspects of the video, how we should do the interviews, the sound needed, the quality of the videos that we should be looking out. So that helped us at start because we were going out to the field to people, you know, who are in coffee, who are in, well, in agriculture. So we had to have a guideline. So at first it was, when we started the first few visits, it was really awesome because we were able to cover a wide area, especially that most of the coffee producers are remotely based. So we had to stay like for a week outside of, let's say, take a tour around a region. Unfortunately, midway with the COVID restrictions, we had to cut short all the visits. In fact, it hindered most of our visits, but we're able to carry on, you know, slowly. Only what we saw at first, few coffee producers had not really grasped the essence of photography and videography, the essence of taking professional photos. So at first it was really we needed more. We need to explain more to them what what we are doing, what will help them. So we needed to explain them before actually the visit. But towards the end, and especially after taking the photos, we realized that something had changed. People now realized that the photos maybe they used to take with phones and maybe different gadgets was different maybe to what they saw, and they liked them, and they were fully engaged. That they were asking us about the photos, about the videos. In fact, you know, they looked so happy that they are able now to have something happy. So this was something that we saw that changed compared to the first few visits and to the final visits. So this is something we saw, and I think maybe in the future, which will guide all the work that will be done, because now they see the difference. But I will also want to thank the ITC team. To be honest, Nicole was really, really helpful. It was quite hard sometimes for us to be able to create content, to be able to visit, because the Rwandan terrain is quite hard. So sometimes it was hard to visit some coffee producers. In fact, there are few that we are left with. But yes, Nicole, Bassett, we really thank you. And Suzanne as well. Keith, we really thank you, because also it gave us a very the description of what we should be doing in terms of the videos. The sending was quite challenging for us after shooting because of the internet connectivity here. But yeah, it was all a learning experience, and we hope that you know, after this whole experience, we learned a lot, and we hope maybe in the future we'll be able to do the best that we can. So thank you for this opportunity as well, James, as well. I want to thank you all also that for the opportunity you gave us, because we also, as photographers, we get also to learn through the work that we are paid to do. So we were able to meet excellent people, the coffee producers. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, people wearing masks, sometimes are not able to capture those smiles that you know, that you normally get to see when you're on the farm, on the coffee station. Yeah, but yeah, in general, we are thankful, and we look forward to, you know, always be there when you need us. Thank you.
Okay, Joseph, thank you very much for these words. So that more or less ends our review meeting today. I'm very grateful to you. We've heard the phrase thank you a lot for this, which is really great to know that you've appreciated the work. I would like to repeat those thanks on your behalf, the team that you saw at the beginning, some of those who can't speak today in terms of the time that we mentioned at the beginning, including some of our other designers, Marian and Lizzie, but also Lilani. I think some of them have been online. So it's been a great effort. I'm glad to hear, certainly from those of you who've spoken, that you learnt a lot. We look forward to assessing the work, which should take place in, you know, the next few weeks and months, to learn about what it is that's come out of this, and feeding our results back to the donor, who you can see here, the German government, the EU in particular, and the supporters of the markup projects. So thank you very much for your time. Nicole, Suzanne, Bassett, any final word? Bassett, you could perhaps say hello. I don't think you've said very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a great experience, this journey that we started last year. And I would like to thank our team, especially in the field, our 5 coaches in Kenya, Fiona, Rita, Hans, Arihu, and Eve, Nicole as well, Suzanne, Leilani, Lizzie, Adrian, Marian. Thank you very much. It was really great experience, and I look forward to work with you again in the future.
And we should thank the markup program office as well. Safari, who introduced at the beginning, Fernanda, who was online, I'm not sure she's still online, and by extension, the whole of the program office. It's been a great project so far. And there's still more to come, I believe. And who knows, maybe there's another round in the future, if we're all lucky. Okay. With that, I wish you a fine closing to International Coffee Day. And don't forget to get hold of the Coffee Guide. We have a new edition of the Coffee Guide launched this morning, ITC's flagship publication that's a guide to everything coffee. I don't even have a guide myself yet, but I believe it should be available now from this morning online.